Parisian Chic Style, Spring-Summer 2026 French Girl Outfit Guide. Welcome to Parisian Glam Style, where I love uncovering the secrets behind timeless fashion that actually works in real life. Today, I'm diving into Parisian chic style for Spring-Summer 2026, and I think there's something especially magnetic about it this season. It's not just about looking elegant, it's about feeling effortless in a way that seems almost impossible to replicate. What I find interesting is how French girl style continues to evolve without ever losing its core identity. I think Parisian chic is less about clothes and more about a mindset that values simplicity and intention. In my experience, the most stylish French-inspired outfits come from knowing when to stop adding more. What I find interesting is that restraint actually creates more impact than excess. Unlike most people who try to impress with bold choices, this style whispers confidence instead of shouting. I've noticed that simplicity in Parisian fashion isn't boring, it's strategic. I think every piece serves a purpose, which is why nothing feels out of place. In my experience, when outfits are simplified, the person wearing them stands out more. What I find interesting is how this approach makes style feel more personal rather than performative. This season, I think Parisian style is becoming softer and more fluid than before. In my experience, the structured looks of past seasons are giving way to movement and ease. What I find interesting is how this shift reflects a broader desire for comfort without sacrificing elegance. Unlike trend-heavy fashion cycles, this evolution feels natural and lasting.
я, ты будет тоже нам. Ты с тобой и тоже нам. И даже без меня. Baby, и знай ты. Baby, я понимаю ты. Baby, меня знает ты. Я понимаю ты.
I think neutral colors are the backbone of Parisian chic, especially this season. In my experience, shades like cream, beige, and black create a calm and cohesive wardrobe. What I find interesting is that limiting color choices actually increases outfit combinations. It sounds counterintuitive, but fewer colors can lead to more creativity. I believe one of the strongest elements of French girl style is balance. I think pairing structured pieces with softer ones creates a dynamic look that feels complete. In my experience, this contrast keeps outfits from feeling too predictable. What I find interesting is how a simple blazer can transform an entire outfit.
С тобой отужина, с тобой я, ты будет тоже нам. Ты с тобой и тоже нам. И даже без меня.
I think fabric is often overlooked, but it's essential to achieving a Parisian look. In my experience, high-quality materials elevate even the simplest designs. What I find interesting is how texture can replace the need for bold patterns. Unlike fast fashion pieces, these fabrics age beautifully over time. I've always admired how layering looks so natural in Parisian outfits. I think even in warmer months, adding light layers creates depth. In my experience, a shirt over the shoulders or a light jacket changes everything. What I find interesting is how layering feels unplanned, yet incredibly intentional. I think accessories in Parisian style are all about precision. In my experience, one great piece is better than several average ones. What I find interesting is how minimal accessories draw more attention, not less. Unlike over-accessorized looks, this approach feels clean and confident.
С тобой я, так будет тоже нам. Ты с тобой и тоже нам. И даже без меня. Baby, и знай ты. Baby, я понимаю ты. Baby, меня знает ты. Я понимаю ты.
I believe shoes can define the entire outfit. I think Parisian women choose footwear that blends comfort and elegance effortlessly. In my experience, simple flats or low heels often look more refined than dramatic shoes. What I find interesting is how practicality becomes part of the aesthetic. I think denim is one of the easiest ways to capture Parisian chic. In my experience, straight leg and vintage-inspired jeans always feel relevant. What I find interesting is how these cuts flatter without trying too hard. Unlike overly trendy styles, these pieces remain timeless.
с тобой отдушина. С тобой я, ты будет душина. Ты с тобой и душина. И даже беженя. Baby, и знаю ты. Baby, я понимаю ты. Baby, меня знаю ты. Я понимаю ты.
I think beauty plays a quiet but crucial role in this style. In my experience, natural makeup and slightly undone hair complete the look. What I find interesting is that perfection can actually ruin the effect. This slightly imperfect finish feels more authentic and relatable.
И даже беженя.
I think imperfection is what makes Parisian style so appealing. In my experience, a slightly wrinkled shirt or loose tuck adds character. What I find interesting is how these small flaws create a sense of ease. Do you think perfection sometimes makes outfits feel less real?
С тобой отдушина. С тобой я, ты будет душина.
I believe confidence is the true foundation of Parisian chic. I think the same outfit can look completely different depending on how it's worn. In my experience, confidence turns simplicity into sophistication. What I find interesting is how attitude can elevate even basic pieces.
Меня знаю ты. Я понимаю ты. Ты с тобой, я знаю ты. С тобой я, ты будет душина. Ты с тобой и душина.
I think the biggest difference between Parisian style and modern trends is longevity. In my experience, trend-driven fashion often feels temporary. What I find interesting is how timeless pieces create a more stable wardrobe. Unlike fast-changing trends, this approach feels grounded and reliable. I think individuality still plays a huge role in Parisian fashion. In my experience, small personal touches make each outfit unique. What I find interesting is how subtle differences create strong identity. This proves that style doesn't need to be loud to be expressive.
С тобой отдушина, с тобой я, ты будет душина. Ты с тобой и душина, и даже обижена. Baby, и знаю ты, baby, я понимаю ты, baby, меня знаю ты, я понимаю ты.
I believe Parisian chic removes pressure from getting dressed. I think it encourages ease rather than perfection. In my experience, this mindset makes fashion more enjoyable. What I find interesting is how relaxed styling often looks the most polished. I think people are drawn to Parisian chic because it feels attainable. In my experience, it doesn't rely on extreme trends or expensive pieces. What I find interesting is how it adapts across cultures while keeping its essence. Unlike niche styles, this one feels universal.
с тобой и тоже нам, и даже без меня. Baby, и знаю ты, baby, я понимаю ты, baby, я знаю ты, я понимаю.
I think embracing this style has changed how I approach fashion. In my experience, I've learned to value quality over quantity. What I find interesting is how simplifying my wardrobe actually improved my confidence. It's not about having more, but about choosing better.
Ты с тобой, я знаю ты, с тобой я, так будет тоже нам. Ты с тобой, и тоже нам, и даже без меня. И даже без меня.
As I reflect on Parisian chic style for spring-summer 2026, I think it's really about intention and self-expression. In my experience, this approach creates a deeper connection with what we wear. What I find interesting is how simplicity can feel so powerful when done right. So I have to ask, which part of Parisian style speaks to you the most? If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to Parisian Glam Style for more fashion insights and inspiration.
Ты с тобой, и тоже нам, и даже без меня.